Welcome to Sydney Motorsport Park. We are here for the Australasian Drift titles presented by Garrett Advancing Motion. It's all part of the big show, which is the Yokohama World Time Attack. It's an absolutely incredible event with 32 cars about to battle it out. I'm Matt Kavanagh, and joining me here in the commentary box is Dan Mackey.
G'day, Matt. It's great to be here, mate. We've got plenty of sunshine. It's nice to see the weather's gone away. We've had 12 weeks of rain, and haven't we got a full field full of plenty of good drivers? We've got Levi Clark, we've got Luke Fink. Matt Mingay's come to join us, along with Brad Toohey, Saxon Moyes and Eugene Arinson.
There's some big names there that we haven't seen competitively drift in quite a long time, and I can't wait to see them out on track. Right now, though, Courtney caught up with a few of those big names.
Hey guys, I'm here with Matty Mingay, one of the busiest mans at this event this weekend. You've just gone out for your warm-up lap. How's the car feel? How's the track feel?
Yeah, really good. No issues one little bit. Very, very different in competing rather than doing demos. We do all the time. There's a lot more pressure, but I had fun though. It was good.
Okay, and first up, you're battling Rob White, who also hails from Queensland. What have you got to say to Rob?
Well, Rob's only back because I'm back. He's out of retirement. He's very old, fat and lazy these days. I heard he's coming back because I'm coming back, so it's on like Donkey Kong.
We look forward to seeing it. One more question for you, Matty. How do you switch between play mode and competition mode?
Oh, it's very hard to put a serious face on. I don't like serious face, but I try.
It's called race face. Yeah, all right. The R31 wagon of Jason Ferrin with the Aussie Barra up in the front. And look at this lovely hat that Jason's wearing here. Tell us how you're going this weekend, Jason.
Quite good, quite happy about it. This is the second competition in this fresh build, the Barra Wagoon. And yeah, we managed to grab a fourth place qualifier. So pretty bloody happy with that. And now we've got, I think, Ken Dalton in the Hot Wheels Beast. So I'm going to stick it to that door, show him how it's done.
You seem very calm right now. Is there any tips you can share to any other drivers who seem very stressed?
Yeah, no, there's no stress here because at the end of the day, we all know that we'll be getting on the beers. So that's the trick right there.
Here with Glenn Ormerod, who is driving the Toyota 86 with a 2J in it, and we're doing some fine tuning here. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, the boys are just getting it ready for our top 32 battle against O'Grady. So we just had a battle practice and we're ready to go.
Now, this is a very slick-looking setup, and I believe Bo Yates, who unfortunately isn't here this year, but he helped you set up this car. Is that right?
Yeah, Bo was very fortunate enough to me, and he helped us a lot. I've got a lot of the old parts from his car, and he's helped me out a lot. So massive thanks to him. And yeah, we're going to go and put on a show.
Okay.
Let's have a look at the top 32 highlights here, and it was Levi Clark taking on Warwick Hill, and look at Levi Clark in the background just maintaining that proximity and a fantastic win.
Benny Meir now taking on our new recruit there, Sam Bush. Loving that high flex R34, but unfortunately it's going to be Benny Meir that goes through. Just too strong, too dominant, too much time in the seats, Ben.
Luke Fink was back there, and of course he was taking on Josh Botcher, last time's champion, who had to borrow Ken Dalton's car, and he spins it out, and Luke Fink will go through into the top 16.
Yeah, it's always a bit scary nearly riding off a mate's car there, but the other Hot Wheels partnership there of Matty Mingay there taking on a former Australian champion, Rob White, in the Black Bear Tyres 370Z. Rob White just once again too quick, too fast.
And then the VF GPS was back out on track as Ken Dalton back behind the wheel with Jason Ferrin, that Keep It Read R31 wagon, and Jason Ferrin was just looking so strong this weekend, gets a win there in the top 32.
Next up, we're going to have Glenn Ormeron versus Brendan Bogger O'Grady in a fairly well worked over Zoo Performance 1300 horsepower weapon there, but little Glenn-O in the 86 just cracking on through there.
Mitchell Jeffrey then took on Mitch Pullen in that Hilux in the background. Just see him just stall out and spin, and Mitch Jeffrey gets himself a win in the S13 and goes on through to the top 16.
Plenty of crazy cars out there, and none more so than the Corvette driven by Patrick Barley up against Flash Smith, a real character. Flash again stepping up to take on the big names in drifting motorsport in Australia. Patrick Barley just gave him a lesson.
Next up was Saxon Moyes, a newcomer into the drift scene, taking on Eugene Anderson, who's been around for so long, and Moyes there just strips the tyre off, D-beads it, and unfortunately no 5-minute rule in the top 32. Can't get the car back out there, and Eugene will get the win.
Next up is Danny Probert taking on Senatani. A couple of bigger rigs out there. Senatani been really coming through the field and doing a great job to get up and move through the ranks, and he's done it again there with another win.
Jake Thornbury took on Andy Worth, and Andy just wound on the huge amounts of boost in that LS powered 180, and look at him, the smoke screen goes up and gets the win.
A sad one for Brodie Marr, one of the top drivers in Australia, unfortunately blowing in into cooler line again. No 5-minute rule, so that was the end of his day.
Angus Kidd took on Joel Timmick in that 260Z, but the freshly built 2J powered Supra there of Angus Kidd will get the win.
Probably the battle of the top 32 round was going to be against Brad Toohey and Alex Sharker. The Shark too good to bite at his toes, but not good enough to bite all the way through, and Brad Toohey took the win in that one, went through to the top 16.
Matty Hill with the fresh Newlon S15, a fantastic build. We've watched it all over social media taking on, of course, the Mad Irishman Mickey Moo, and Matty Hill, you can see so much angle, so much speed, gets the win. Let's catch up with Courtney right now.
Yeah, guys, I'm here with Josh Botcher, who has won this event. He came back to defend his title, and it's just not going the way you hoped this weekend.
No, look, we presented the car really well. Our S15, the Built Wild Nankang tyres, Lenzo wheels, S15 has been, looks sick. We obviously tried to keep it all ready to go, but we had an engine problem that we didn't see coming, so pretty sad to lose that, because that's obviously a car I feel comfortable in. And then Kent, the champion, was kind enough to lend us this car, which is actually awesome. Like, it's a big car, but it's quick, it's got heaps of power, but I just missed the gears a little bit on the start, being not used to it, so that sucked, but the car's amazing. I can't thank Kent enough for letting me have a go on it. I thought we had a good chance there, but next time.
Next time, we look forward to seeing you back here. Levi Clark, who was a #1 qualifier yesterday, and you've won your battle as well. Do you feel like you've got a bit of a target on your back?
Yeah, I don't normally like qualifying first, but when it happens, it happens. I'd rather be mid-pack and fight my way through. Yeah, to finish first, like qualify first and finish first, it's a big pull, but yeah, we're ready to go, so.
So you've won here on the South Circuit before, but not the North Circuit. What do you think of that track?
Oh, I'm loving it today. We've finally got some diff gears in the car. We're always on limiter in 6th gear, and now we've gone to a 3-2 diff gear, so we've got heaps more legs in the car. We're normally stuck in 5th now, and it's still got heaps of legs to wind out the rest of the track, so it's awesome, yeah.
Coming off his #1 qualifier, Levi Clark. Can he go all the way? He's suffered so many mechanical issues over the years here when it comes to World Time Attack. This could be his year.
Here we go. Let's have a look at our top 16 now, Matt. We've got Levi Clark taking on Benny Meir. That'll be a good battle. The two Queenslanders, Luke Fink and Rob White. Then Jason Ferrin and that Barrowags taking on little young Gleno Omeron. Mitchell Jeffrey and Patrick Barley round out the left side of the tree.
Matt Harvey, we didn't see him in the top 32 highlights because his opponent could not make it out on track. He'll take on Eugene Anderson, Senatani versus Andy Worth, Anthony Billick and Angus Kidd, and then Brad Toohey and Matty Hill will be our final battle in the top 16.
Here we go now. Levi Clark to lead our top qualifier. There he is. Benny Meir, the Novocastrian, in the chase position. He's going to throw down hard. Levi getting right there on the clip. A great run early from him. Benny Meir just dropping back. He needs more proximity. Little lock of the front wheel. Levi very close to the line, and Ben Meir's got lost in the smoke. He's dropping back a fair way there. This is a strong performance from our top qualifier, Levi Clark, running away with it there at the end of that battle. Here we go now with the high-octane racing action replay. We're going to watch closely as Benny Meir tries to tip in. Levi Clark right on the spot there where they've asked for him. The judges have wanted them there all day long. Benny Meir not achieving that. Trying again, locks that front wheel, gets out in the smoke, disappears, comes back out, but he's been lost. Can't see where he's going, and Levi Clark is going to trot away with this one. All right, here we go. Let's switch him around now. Benny Meir to take the lead. He's got a pretty big deficit to make up. He's really going to have to make sure that line is absolutely perfect. Not a bad run there from Benny Meir, probably a little bit wider than what the judges were asking. Levi staying well on that line, running all the way through and closing up that door there now. Levi Clark, not a bad run.
Really trying to maintain that proximity over Benny Meir. We'll have a look at the action replay, all thanks to Octane Racing. We see him go in. Benny Meir's got everything to lose in this one after what we've seen Levi Clark do. And he throws it out really, really fast, but like you say, cuts right down that corner. Doesn't leave a lot of room for Levi Clark to come in, but Levi pushes all the way out on the concrete, exactly what the judges were asking for in driver's brief.
Yeah, it was all about proximity. It was all about being aggressive in the chase position and driver's briefing, and we're going to see a fair bit of this. Rob White, known as one of the most aggressive drivers out there, up against possibly the most aggressive driver out there. So this is going to be an awesome battle when we flick it around and see it the other way. Rob White getting right up on Luke Fink's door. Very good chase run.
Luke Fink, well, he's been all over the world and he wins wherever he goes. It's going to be some tough battles because Rob White, look how close he wanted to try and put that Black Bear 350Z alongside of him. You can hear the V8 power. They're singing in unison as they go side by side. And Fink, though, that boost just comes on strong in the R34. And did Rob White do enough in this one?
Well, we're going to switch it around now and see how Luke can go chasing down the Black Bear 370Z. Remember that they're giving away that car that he's driving at the moment, the team, so you don't want to damage it too much. But Luke Fink, he won't care for that. As you can see right now, he's going to stick it right on people's doors. It might come with a couple of extra dents to the new lucky winner and the owner at the other end of this one. Let's see how he goes. He's pretty close. I think his proximity is a little bit better than Rob's was through the majority of that track. Maybe not at the end, but definitely through the majority of that run.
We'll have to look here at the action replay because I think it might be this first corner that could be the telltale sign where the judges could maybe deduct a few points and add a few to the chase car here as White gets very sideways, a lot of angle there, but he's shallow as he comes through that corner as well, not giving Fink that opportunity to put the nose in there. Fink puts it right out on the concrete as well, but he hasn't done enough, and Luke Fink will take the win in this battle.
Here we go now, the Barrowags taking on the little fellow Glenn O'Omeron. This is going to be a cracker of a battle. See how Glenn goes. He's got to get right up on the door of the Barrowags. He'll be quick, Jason Ferrin. He's always been pretty quick, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, the Barrowagon, really what they've done with the Acostal suspension and that, all the arms, they've really wound in a lot of grip. Let's wait and see how this one unfolds.
Gleno taking the opportunity to get a jump. He knows that Jason's going to be fast as Jason comes roaring past him into the entry there, switching it back around. Nice big transition, nice lot of angle. That's going to get a bonus couple of points from the judges. It's what they're looking for is an aggressive run out in the lead. He's done everything right. He's put it where it needs to be, and Gleno's just not there.
So surprising we know how fast Omrod can be, but Jason Ferrin just lays down 580 kilowatts of Barra power. Who puts a Barra in a Skyline wagon? Well, keep it Reet do. Let's check it out in the high octane racing action replay here as he just starts to pull away all that grip there. The transition back, look at the angle he winds on. Omrod's in the background there. He comes down a little bit shallow, but he goes right out on the concrete. We didn't see Ferrin go that far out, did we?
No, we didn't, and that's really important to note that we do judge the lead line versus the lead line in these sorts of battles. So we're going to switch it around now. We're going to send Gleno out in the lead and see how he can run.
How can the Connect Electrical 86 go in the lead run as he goes out? Ferrin's going to want to stick it right to his door. He's not afraid of putting that wagon alongside, but Omerod just drives away here with a lot of pace. This time he's right out there. Look at him sideways, and Ferrin has a big straighten, and that's a huge disadvantage in this battle.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there to Jason's car. He might have an issue. It seemed like it didn't, either the clutch didn't want to engage, or maybe he popped the boost line. Not sure, but he's definitely lost some power there. Can't get that car sideways, and of course, in the sport of drifting, if you're not sideways, then you're on the trailer.
Have a look at Glenn Omerod though, out in front. What a great run here on the high octane racing action replay. The Connect Electrical 86 pushing it all the way out. Then the smoke show comes on. Unfortunately, the Keep It Reed Barrowags issues in the background, and that'll give the win to Omerod.
Yeah, absolutely. Gleno going through there now. We've got Mitch Jeffrey up against the Northern Territorian in that mad little Corvette there, Patrick Barley. He loves to stick it to people's doors too, and a nice and straight looking car at the moment, but will it have the same look by the other end of it? Getting right up there and close, sticking it right in the door there. That's a great run from Patrick early on in the top 16.
Yeah, a real young gun starting to make his impression here on drifting in Australia. We've seen him doing the National Series, and now they've got this Corvette out there with a beautiful carbon fibre body on this too. Hopefully he can hold it together. Mitch Jeffrey lays down a nice lead run here though, as you see him switch back in the S13. Lots of smoke there, and Barley has to sort of get his way through that. Manages to get it right up on the back there of Jeffrey as we watch the replay there, putting the nose in and not afraid of rubbing some panels for Patrick Barley. Well, listen to what is about to come out of this Corvette. 434 cubes of late model engine. Yeah, it comes from the Speedway. They put it in there, makes over 800 horsepower. Listen to the exhaust note, because he's going to be out in front now. He's going to be able to use as much power as he possibly can in this Corvette to try and drive away. As he throws into the first corner, Jeffrey's got tyre smoke in the background already. And what can Patrick Barley throw here? Huge angle as he throws it all the way out on the concrete, and listen to it. Oh, it's a sweet, sweet sound as he drives away, and I cannot see Jeffrey in the background. He is smoked out completely.
The speed of that Corvette is just something to behold, isn't it? I mean, Mitchell Jeffrey is no slouch behind that wheel. That S13 really does rock it, and you watch the way that Patrick Barley just tips it in here, stands on that throttle, uses all of that horsepower, and just literally drives away from him, walks it away.
He's looking very confident this weekend, young Patrick Barley. Like we say, stepped up into the National Series, out of the Northern Territory, and takes the win. Quickly, let's catch up with Patrick Barley and Courtney in the pits.
Yeah, guys, I'm here with Pat Barley in the unmissable Corvette. He's just taken out his battle against Mitch Jeffrey. How was it out there?
Yeah, the track's starting to live up a little bit. Can really feel the grip coming out and throttle down. It's feeling amazing.
So the investment you've made in this car is paying off, because this is very far from a standard Corvette. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so we're bringing as much speedway technology that we can out onto the asphalt, and it seems to be paying off. This car's an absolute lightning bolt out there.
And you've had some time to dial this car in between the last time you were here. How different is it feeling?
Yeah, I did a couple of test runs up in Darwin, and the heat is probably the biggest difference of the two, coming from 35 degrees, absolute scorching, down to this shiver. Yeah, it's a big difference.
All right, Pat, good luck for the next battle.
Our next battle is going to be Matt Harvey taking on Eugene Aronson, and this one, the little SR20 of Aronson's going to have to try and stay with that fast-paced Tasmanian Matt Harvey in the S13. Let's see how this one goes. Matt Harvey throws in the Kumo tyres. S13 sideways here as they come around, but he straightens up. Aronson catches right up to the door, and the little SR puts a nose down there, and an uncharacteristic mistake there from Matt Harvey.
Matt Harvey always Mr. Consistent. He's known around the traps for doing that, lap after lap after lap, just putting him down exactly where the judges want. But he's made an error. There's a chink in the armour there, so that's opened the door for Eugene.
Here we go, the high-octane racing action replay. Matt Harvey had it all there, blazing the tyres. Gets the transition done nicely, but it's as you get that off-camber part and you go on the concrete, really unsettle the car. Let's turn around though and see Eugene Aronson's going to lead us out over this one in front of Matt Harvey. Now Harvey, with that minor mistake, he's going to have to make up for that one. Can Aronson put a nice lap together? Can it be faultless? We'll have to wait and find out. Throws it in nicely. It's quite shallow there on the first corner though. Doesn't give Harvey the opportunity to put the nose in. And he straightens as well.
And off, all the way off. Well, talk about giving away a good advantage. That's the pressure that Matt Harvey will put on you though. As we watch the high-octane racing replay here, all seemed to be well and good. They got away well. The entry was pretty good, like you said. Did close him out a little bit, but it is a difficult corner to go through and allow too much space, so you need to be kind of following nose to tail like Matt's doing. Tucks it in there, starts to close up now. Matty just sneaking up, then something's happened there to Eugene, and off he goes. A little bobble, disappears out into the mud. He actually did pretty well to bring it back onto the track from there.
Hey boys, I'm here with Matt Harvey, who's just won his battle. He's through to the top 8. Matt, talk us through that. Did you do anything to send Eugene off track, or was that just bad luck?
Unfortunately, it's just bad luck for Eugene. That's my lead run. I'm not going to lie. I went out of boost and just cut out. So, unfortunately, Eugene, he went off. I just basically seeing where he's going, but I've got the win, so we're on to the top 8.
Okay, so you've got to go turn the car around now to get ready for the top 8. What will you do between now and your next battle?
So the guys will change tyres and put some fuel in it. I'm going to get some bottle of water because I'm sweating my ass off here. So no, we should be a quick turnaround. We'll get back out to top 4.
All right, we'll see you then. Tony, Matt.
Senna Tunney now taking on Andy Worth, who's in the lead. And look at Worth. He straightens as well. Tunney sideways in the background, stalls the car out a bit, goes over the ripple strip. And Andy Worth, the big advantage is Tunney gets 2 wheels out and he's off in the mud. And look at the trenches he's leaving behind as we check out the high-octane racing action replay.
Well, this is going to be an interesting one for the judges to sort out. Definitely we'll have to see what happens in the second half of the battle. But a pretty messy battle from these two guys here. I talked Senna up before and he's gone and pitched it into the park now.
We'll turn around though. Senna Tunney had a big off there. Look at the mud hanging off the back of the skyline. What can he do over Andy Worth? Can he force a mistake in this one? We'll have to watch.
Well, he's pretty much going to have to force a mistake, and I'm not sure what's going on, but it looks like he has. Andy Worth just not initiating at all there. Not even really in the battle. In fact, well, he's gone. Well, I don't know how the judge is going to sort that one out, but I'm thinking it's going to probably come down to Senny Tunney did a much better lead run than Andy Worth was able to do. So they'll go back to lead versus lead and see what they come up with. But both chase drivers having issues.
Interesting to watch on the high octane racing action replay there. And Tunney, this time he doesn't make a mistake, gets the angle, gets the switchback done as well, leaves room there for Worth, who's just not there. He's just back in the background somewhere, straightens up again, and maybe he's lost an intercooler pipe, maybe an issue there for the Worth car.
Well, the big V8, I'm not sure if it would have been an intercooler pipe or maybe it's dropped a couple of cylinders, who knows. But we're going to get going now with Angus Kidd and Anthony Billick. Anthony spending 6 weeks straight trying to build that car and get it here. So let's see how it rocks and rolls.
Look at the angle there from Angus Kidd and the Triways Supra. This has been rebuilt too, over 900 horsepower of the 2J, and he's driving away. That's got superb amounts of grip. Look at it. The speed he carries in that Supra is phenomenal. I just don't know how the Porter SR was going to try and hold on to that big horsepower 2J.
Yeah, as we watch the high octane racing replay here now, Anthony very shallow with his initiation, so I'm feeling like it's going to be a bit of an Angus Kidd lead there, although he nearly turned the thing around, wise-fabbing that and managing to catch it. It's done very well. Keeping that angle dialed into it all the way around, and Billick just not there, not taking the opportunities. These guys have got to get closer if they want these opportunities.
Angus Kidd looking a lot more comfortable in the Supra than we've seen him in previous seasons of drifting. They've done a lot of work on this car, but we know how much horsepower it can make, and they switched it up with a little bit more boost this weekend because we're here for the big show. We're here for World Time Attack and, of course, the Garrett Advancing Motion Australasian Drift titles. Here we go. Billick's chance now to lead out. Kidd's going to have to stick it to his door. Can he do it? Billick's just so good at laying down lead runs, but he goes shallow that time, puts the wheel over the inside, pushes it out. Kidd, though, starts to come in the background, does he get a wheel off? No! Sucks Angus Kidd off into the mud, and that's a huge mistake.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how the judges are going to call that one, whether or not that was Anthony Billick being a bit slow caused Angus Kidd in that super fast. You talked about it, has heaps of grip. Always hard to chase with a car with lots of grip, so which way the judges are going to call it, we'll have to wait and see what they make their decision. For me, I think it might have been just an Angus Kidd mistake. Billick just working his way into the clip, picks the clip up, Angus coming for the dive and pretty much just pitches it off the side. So we have a look now. The judges have come through the decisions, and it is Anthony going through.
All right, guys, I'm here with Anthony Billick, and he was just telling me that he's pretty stoked to have made it this far.
Hey everyone. I'm pretty gobsmacked to go this far. I've had issues all weekend, and so far, finally, it's gone well. After the top 16, now top 8 against Angus, and I just want some track time, to be honest. So some battle practice. I'm here for fun. Yeah, thanks to all my sponsors. Thank you very much.
All right, nothing like throwing it in the deep end. That's what drifters do.
This one is going to be the best top 16 battle we've seen, I reckon, because have a look who it is. It's going to be Matty Hill in the Newland S15, newly built 2J Power, taking on Brad Toohey, who's been doing a lot of laps around the Sydney circuit recently at other events. We'll have to wait and see how this one goes, because Matty Hill is really putting on a show for his brand new sponsors, Newland. Look at the angle as he winds it in. Gets a switchback. Toohey just a little bit off him. Can he catch up and put it right on the door in the Zoo Performance 86? Well, he's looking there. He doesn't let him get too far away. Plenty of power in that twin supercharged LS.
Yeah, pretty good run there from Brad. A nice chase. That's what you need to do. It's what we talked about in driver's briefing, and the judges were laying down the law. That's where you need to be. Matty Hill across in New Zealand, spending a lot of time over there with our brothers at D1NZ, doing a great job, and we say good day to the boys across the ditch. I'm sure they'll be watching. Watching there, you can see now Brad just sneaking up. The little bobble as they come across the lip. There's not too much of an issue with that. They all do it in the chase position. So you watch Brad sneaking up there, and I'm going to say that's possibly a little bit of an advantage to Brad Toohey.
Here we go, Brad Toohey now. Can he turn around? The Zestino Tyres 86 will lead us out over Matty Hill. Not a huge advantage to Matty Hill, I don't think, in that first battle. We'll have to wait and see, though. Can he stick it to the door of Brad Toohey? First corner, he hasn't let him go anywhere. Toohey's right alongside of him. Matty Hill applying all the pressure there in the S15. Toohey does a nice job, leaves him a little bit of room, goes right out on the concrete. The transition's nice there. Matty Hill just coming up behind. Well, that one's going to be a hard one, Dan.
I'm glad I'm not in the judging seat this time round, because you've got to remember there's no OMTs currently active. They don't start until the next bracket in the top 8. So we watch the high-octane racing action replays. I'm sure the judges are going to be doing exactly the same there. Like you said, Matty Hill right on the door, and he's done a good job, because if you get too stuck up there, you do get clipped. He's just missed him, ducked back out, switches back around, and comes right back up onto the door. The boys are going to have to split this. They'll be watching replays to try and come up with a decision. And I tell you what, whichever way it goes, it's definitely going to be close.
Well, like you said before, lead run versus lead run. And look at Tui on this one. He put it right on the line this time round. Oh, the Zestino Tyres 86 taking on the Newlon S15. And Brad Tui gets the win. That wraps up our top 16 here of the Garrett Advancing Motion Australasian Drift titles. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back to the Australasian Drift titles, brought to you by Garrett Advancing Motion. We're about to get underway with the top 8. We've battled it out now, and we're down to the business end here at World Time Attack. Let's look at our top 8 battles. It's going to be Levi Clark taking on Luke Fink. Then Glenn Omrod will take on Patrick Barley. Matt Harvey will take on Senna Tunney. And it's going to be Anthony Billick battling it out with Brad Tui, who's with Courtney in the pits right now.
Yeah, I'm just here with Brad Tui, who's won his battle against Matty Hill in this fat Toyota 86. How are you going?
Yeah, going really well, had a few struggles yesterday, so it's good to start to put down some clean laps. Matty Hill's an awesome driver, super aggressive, so it was awesome to see him right on my door on initiation. So, yeah, I love that, but I think the Zestino tyres gave me the edge there, and I pulled away a little bit. So, but still a super clean battle, and loved it.
Let's start off our top 8 battles, and this one's going to be close as Levi Clark leads out over Luke Fink. They throw it in. Clark gets it out nice and wide. Fink just trying to stay with him as he goes up on 3 wheels. Gets that proximity down as they exit the final corner. Did he do enough, Dan? That was a big gap that he left to Levi Clark.
Well, you're right, Matty. It was a big gap, but if you have a look, Levi's he's a little bit messy, a little bit scrappy, goes a little bit wide, takes it too far over the edge there, and that's going to count against him in the points tally when the judges start adding them up a little bit later on. Luke being able to get up there, and I think he's probably going to think there's no one but Queenslanders down here this weekend.
The Queenslanders are very strong here at the Australasian Drift titles this weekend. Well, Time Attack, what a show. They put it on, and they make drifting a spectacle here at this event. Here we go, though. Luke Fink. Well, you can win this. You can win the 34.
Yeah, I don't know what Benjamin Bruin and his team were thinking when they decided we're going to build an R34, we're going to make it one of the most competitive cars in Australia, and then we're going to go and give it to Luke Fink to go and compete at World Time Attack with. Crazy.
There's a smoke the tyres there for Levi Clark as they drive away, and Fink there throws it in. Transitions nicely. Clark needs to get it right up on the inside there. Fink's up on 3 wheels again. How stiff is the chassis in that car?
Well, obviously with all the roll cages and things in these cars, they are very stiff these days. They are effectively race cars. We just tune them a bit different to make them go sideways. A great run from Luke Fink. He's right on the line that was wanted. The judges are going to look at that, and that's going to be detrimental to Levi Clark. Is this going to be the end of our number 1 qualifier?
It could be. No surprise that Luke Fink put it exactly where the judges wanted it. He's phenomenal. He's been all over the world, and it looks like he'll get the win in this battle. Let's head down and have a chat with him right now.
Look, you've got a bit of an update about the track out there. How's it feeling with the change in weather?
Oh, look, I think, guys, the oil is a minor issue, but I think more than anything, we're losing a lot of temperature out of the track, and it's really causing a lot of us to chase the front ends. Like, we're just not getting enough heat into our front tyres, and we are struggling with it. I know Levi, unfortunately, in his lead, big push understeer on initiation, and honestly, coming into my battle with a lead, that was in my head big time, and I made sure to really give her a hard flick on the way in to not allow my front end to wash out. But it's tough. The temp's dropping down and playing a part.
There you go. Look, you've just given your next opponent some tips. All right, back to you guys.
Showing why he's been such a success, not just in Australia, but overseas. He looks at every little bit of the run, and it's so technical, isn't it? We're looking for grip. Despite the tyre smoke, you see, we're looking for grip as Patrick Barley now will lead out over Glenn Omrod. Probably 2 young guns in the sport of drifting here in Australia. This one's going to be sensational.
Yeah, two of the new up-and-coming boys, and you can see, when you say up-and-coming, they're pretty much there. Gleno having a little bit of a mistake going through that first corner, getting almost all four wheels off the ground, I think, as he came through that switchback, managing to get it up, but a pretty sketchy run from Gleno by his own standards, and he might have a bit of work to do when he gets into the lead position. Let's have a look at the high-octane racing action replay.
I think here with Glenn Omrod, he has to do everything he can to maintain the pace of the Corvette of Patrick Barley. We know how fast it was in the last battle. Check this out. Transitions back, and as he stands on the pedal, the Corvette just wants to drive away with ease. It squats down, and Omrod really has to come in shallow there to keep that proximity. But look at the angle that Barley's still got while going that fast.
Yeah, that Corvette is just set up so well. It's so quick. And Gleno obviously knew that. He was scrambling behind him to try and keep that proximity, which the judges have said time and time again in drivers' briefing, that's what they want. We're going to switch him around now and see how the Connect Electrical 86 goes out in the lead position. I'm guaranteeing it's going to have a Patrick Barley Corvette all over the door of it, Matt.
He's definitely got the grip, but can he maintain that proximity without making contact? As Omrod goes shallow there, Patrick Barley's gone off in the distance. And a big straight understeer. We spoke about it, the cold track temperatures, and a huge amount of understeer there for Omrod, and he goes off on the mud, and there's no coming back from that.
No, that is going to be game over for little Gleno in the battle of the young guns there. You can see it wasn't too bad initiation, although he's trying to scramble too much and get away. He knows he's got a fierce competitor in Patrick Barley. Chasing him down here under his door. You can see Pat's got that car just set up, pushing it a little bit wide. That would have been detrimental to him, except right here, no front end grip, can't get it to go, can't get it to bite, can't get that angle back, and can't stay on the track.
Great seeing so many people up there on the hill, right here where the drifting is at the Australasian Drift Titles, brought to you by Garrett Advancing Motion. As we head into the top 8 battle of Matt Harvey taking on Senna Tunney, the Queenslander. You'd think Matt Harvey would be used to these cold conditions coming from Tasmania as he switches back here nicely. Looks like he's got plenty of front end grip, and he is completely locked up around the corner in the Power Plus Racing Fuels 13, and Tunney has to cut down the inside and gets 2 wheels off on the mud.
Wow, there was a lot going on there. Let's go and unpack it now in the high octane racing action replay. Not a bad jump from both drivers, got out well. Good initiation in there, a little bit scrappy from centre in the background there, but just trying to maintain that proximity. He's battled Matty Harvey before, and he knows how consistently fast he is. Looking for every opportunity to get there, but unfortunately causing himself a whole bunch of mischiefs. 2 wheels and more than 50% off the car is probably going to be a 0 in my books.
Really hard to cut that corner down, isn't it, and get back from there. We've seen so many drivers start to make that mistake.
All right, here we go. Senna Tunney facing probably a 10-0 disadvantage to him. He really needs to put it on here and hope for a mistake for Matty Harvey. Pretty good initiation from both drivers there on the line. Senna Tunney is skipping away a little bit. Hopefully Matt Harvey's doing enough to engage in the battle, but I tell you what, Senna Tunney has really given it everything there. That's going to be one for the judges to sort out, and we'll have to wait and see what the result is. The high-octane action replay now. Both drivers getting away pretty well. It looked like there was a little bobble there from Senna on the initiation, and that might have caused the gap. If the judges have seen that, it's almost certainly going to be a Matt Harvey win. You can see there Senna just going past that yellow line where they've asked him to be. He's done a great job here. Matt just pushing hard to try and close up, but can't get there. Matt Harvey has done enough though. He's going to take the win and go through to the next round.
As we move on to our next battle, it's going to be Brad Toohey now in the lead over Anthony Billick as they head out, and Toohey's Zestino 86. Big speed there, and he throws it down. Billick back in the distance there, going to have to do everything he can to try and get that proximity back, but he won't do it on this run, and Brad Toohey drives away.
Yeah, Brad Toohey just in supreme form at the moment. He is out there and dominating out there, running that line exactly as the judges have asked. Watch this. This is it. This is where they wanted to be. Nice transition out wide. Click that first apex. Switch it around. Another apex there. Pick it up. Go just out to the edge of the track. Maybe a little fraction wide there, but with Ed Billick not even in the picture, he can roll along and do what he wants and disappear into the distance.
Good to see Brad Toohey coming back to that form we saw years and years ago, and this is the one he wants to get. He wants to get a win here at World Time Attack at the Australasian Drift title. It's the one he's been looking for. Billick, though, will lead out. Can he bring his run to an end? We'll find out. Billick there, nice run. Gets the blaze on, gets the car switched back, and Tui in the background sideways. He's not letting him get away as much as what Billick did. Brad Tui just tries to tuck it up there on the final corner. But like you say, lead run versus lead run.
Yeah, very close, those lead runs. I think Ant Billick might have been a little bit better on the lead run. So if the lead runs are very, very similar and they can't really split them as we go on board now, this will tell a fair bit of the story. You can see Brad Tui just stuck to that rear bar. Transitions in there, got all the lights on the dash saying, don't do any more to me. He doesn't care, he's going after him. Quite consistent, quite smooth on the steering wheel. This is really good because this is what these guys can actually see from in the cockpit. Yet they keep the pedal buried and all over the back door there. Brad Tui doing enough. He'll go through to the top 4 and we'll be back after this short break.
We're back here at Sydney Motorsport Park as we move into the top 4 of the Australasian Drift titles, brought to you by Garrett Advancing Motion. It's a big weekend here at World Time Attack, and these battles will decide who is going to go and battle it out for the podium positions. Let's have a look at our top 4. It's going to be the Queenslander, Luke Fink, with all that experience, taking on the young gun from the Northern Territory, Patrick Barley. And on the other side, it's going to be the Tasmanian Matt Harvey taking on Brad Tui. Here we go, Luke Fink is rolling the car forward. You can see Patrick Barley in the background, and it's a lot louder, that Corvette, because it's straight pipe. They're hanging out the side over the turbocharged LS Air and the R34 of Luke Fink. And here we go, Fink is going to lead us out on this one. Patrick Barley's got to have some nerves on board when you've got a name like that in front of you. Let's check it out as they transition back. Barley's right up there. Oh no, looks like contact is made and the bar is off the back of Fink as he keeps going. And Barley pulls out of the drift.
I wonder if he's broken something there. He's given it a bit more of a kick to just test things out, but that was a very aggressive entry from Patrick Barley.
Well, check out the high octane racing action replay here, because I think Barley needs to be super aggressive when you've got someone like Fink in front of you. And it's just there, isn't it?
It is, and I don't know whether you noticed at home, viewers, but you can see Luke Fink has actually checked himself up there by using a bit of handbrake to correct. Now, that would have been in a zone where the judges would have said that's not allowed, so I'm not sure if they've seen it. I definitely noticed it. There's a fair bit of toe out on the rear of that car too, so it's going to be a quick change. We do have an opportunity for them to do that now. In the top 4, they can call that 5 minutes and get it fixed.
A lot of work going on in the pits. They're going to have to be very fast in repairing that car if they want to get back out. Look at the discussions happening now.
So what they're doing here is 5 minutes will start from when they touch that car, right? So they're all here, they're watching, they're looking, they're getting all the parts ready. And then what they're going to do is as soon as they get the okay, that the 5 minutes is okay to go, they'll start their 5 minutes by touching the car and getting going, and then they've got 5 minutes to get it repaired. It's not a lot of time. I tell you what, to change a whole arm, if that's what they're going to do, whether they're going to wind it out, who knows, or whether or not Luke Fink's just going to drive it. He doesn't look happy though. He's been tagged in the rear. That car is getting given away at the end of the weekend as well.
Well, he's driven all sorts of cars. Doesn't matter what seat you put him in, he manages to do phenomenal things behind the wheel. Will he just take it out there and send it? We'll have to wait and find out. I think Patrick Barley needed to apply that pressure, though. We'll wait and find out, though. Let's get to our other battle, though, as Matt Harvey now leads out in the Kumo tyres, S13 over Brad Tui, who's had a phenomenal weekend. Can he continue on? Matt Harvey just laying down a supreme lead line there, and Tui just has to get right up on the back quarter, stays out of the tyre smoke. What a battle in our top 4.
And that's what you can see when a lead line gets run down properly and thrown down the way Matt Harvey's done it. It gives all those opportunities. Brad can trust him. He knows he's going to be where he's expecting him to be, so he can trust him and push hard as well. Starts a little bit off the back there. Matty Harvey, good line. Brad Tui, just as good line. Follows him around. They both have their little bobble coming across the top there. Brad Tui using all of the grip. You would have thought Kumo tyres weren't doing too bad, but the Zestinos pushing right up on the door.
We could watch these battles all day here at Sydney Motorsport Park, but right now, though, let's find out what is happening with Luke Fink.
All right, guys, I'm here with Luke Fink, who is rapidly working to fix his car. What happened in that battle?
Well, I'm not doing anything. We'll make that straight. Beautiful crew here are getting the car together. But yeah, apparently it's dodgem cars, so I like to play, so I'll play a game of that. So I guess the status is you can just plough into someone on the first lap and that's how you win, so I'll go do the same.
So what damage do you think you've sustained there? Because I can see your wheel, when you're coming back in, was pretty much pointing the wrong way.
Yeah, just bent the knuckle. So yeah, we'll just sort of align it out and just send it and see how much of these cars come back in after this run. It'll be exciting to watch either way.
It will be exciting to watch. Back to you guys.
We know how aggressive Luke Fink is when he's in a good mood. He looks a little bit frustrated there at the moment. But let's finish this battle off first. What a run it was from Matt Harvey out in the lead. Brad Toohey stuck it to his door. Now we're going to switch him around. It's time for Toohey to lead us out. Look at the initiation there. Nice bit of angle there as he turns on the smoke show. But driving away from Matt Harvey with some speed.
Yeah, driving right away there, but a little bit wide too, just pushing off there. So again, the judges are going to have to break that down, work out what it is. They'll watch the replays. They do have one more times or OMTs available to them if they want to send it again. That Brad Toohey machine is so fast, though. We're going to have to watch here closely as they go and initiate well, both at the right point. Matty Harvey right there behind him, but then just drops back a little bit here. It's like that car just disappears into the distance. It's got grip, but it slips. It's all set up so well. Matty Harvey goes right back up, though, because Brad Toohey went a little bit wide. I'm glad I'm in the commentary box and not in the judging panel.
And the judges agree with you, Dan. They're going to send them one more time. Well, this is the showdown we have been waiting for. After the contact made in the first run, Patrick Barley drives away and something's happened to Luke Fink's car after repairing it. Wow. That's a huge moment. Patrick Barley having some issues there with the steering as well. It's very, very twitchy. I think they've got a little bit of work to do as well. But the big story is Luke Fink almost guaranteed us contact on this run, but he stopped at the start line.
Well, I mean, Luke Fink, yeah, we knew we were going to get the contact. We knew it was coming. Unfortunately, there, the hard-working volunteers of World Time Attack get to do a little bit more work and push Luke Fink back. That's a shame because he's taken the line he's got going, so it's going to be a 10-0. We'll have to see what happened, though. I'm not 100% sure which way they called it in the first battle. I think because Luke was repairing his car, it would have been Pat's error. So you can see Pat driving around the things. He's not allowed to work on his car if he's at fault. So he's had to drive around the breakages there. He's done enough. He's got a 10-0. Unfortunately for Luke Fink, that car not being able to partake in the battle. We were really looking forward to it, but Patrick Barley's going to go through to the final.
Here we go. We don't know who's going to battle Patrick Barley, though, for that number one spot on the podium. Will it be Matt Harvey or Brad Toohey as we line them up in this one more time battle? The judges aren't going to be able to do this over and over again, though, so we're going to have to split them on this one.
Well, that's right. It is sudden death now, so they need a result. These guys are going to know that as well in the car. They're going to push as hard as they can. Brad Toohey flat out in the driver's seat there. Kicks the clutch, stands on the throttle, drives it up to the door. Switch back there, a little bobble. Very close. Collecting the door panel again. He's right there, Matt.
Couldn't put a credit card between them, I reckon, on that final corner. They wanted to go door to door. The onboard footage here inside Brad Toohey's car, as we check it out on the High Octane Racing Action Replay, you can see as they initiate in, he's not too far off Matt Harvey, comes back through the smoke, switches it in, grabs a little bit of handbrake just to try and get that angle on. And look how close he is here, looking at that Kumo tyres sticker on the side.
It was literally like they were in a car park, parked next to each other, not doing 165 odd kilometres an hour sideways.
Well, the Zestino tyres 86 of Brad Toohey will lead us out on this one, and two tyre brands taking on each other. Brad Toohey, can he go all the way for the top spot on the podium? We'll have to find out. He pushes it nicely out wide of the line. Harvey's in his tyre smoke behind as he comes up on three wheels. He pushes the nose in. Doesn't have the angle of Toohey, but he's right there, and they almost make contact on that final corner.
Well, I don't know if you saw it, Matty, but I think this got settled on initiation. If we watch the High Octane replay here, have a look for a bobble from Matt Harvey in the chase position just here on initiation. Goes for the early initiation push-up, bobbles it. Matt not quite getting that right. Another little mistake from him. Pushing hard against Brad Toohey. The rest of the run is almost faultless. Comes up to the door. It'll be impossible to split otherwise. Pushing in, you're right, not quite the angle, so I think this is going to go to Brad Toohey, and it does. Brad Toohey's taken the win. He's going to go on to the final to face Patrick Barley for the top step of the podium.
Well, we are going to move on to our final battles now, and it's going to be Matt Harvey taking on Luke Fink for third position, and Patrick Barley and Brad Toohey are going to fight it out to to see who's going to be on top of the podium here at the Australasian Drift Titles, thanks to Garrett advancing motion as we see Luke Fink and the car being pushed off. Oh no, they cannot get that mechanical issue fixed. And it looks like he will not front for this battle, which will guarantee Matt Harvey a third place finish here as he takes off in the Kumo tyres S13. He's going to get a solo run. It's really just going to put a show on for the crowd. He's battled it tough here, Matt Harvey, all the way from number 2 in qualifying. And look at that, the smoke shows on and the crowd in the background. What a show all of our drifters have put on here at the Yokohama World Time Attack Challenge. But it's down to this final battle. Who is going to be number 1 here for 2022 as part of the Australasian Drift Titles? Brought to you by Garrett Advancing Motion. Patrick Barley there sitting, waiting for Brad Toohey to come alongside and kick this battle off. Patrick Barley, so new to drifting, only been doing it a few years, taking on Brad Toohey, a well-known name who's been doing it as long as drifting's been alive in Australia. And here we go. Patrick Barley leads us out in the Corvette. Oh no, you just see the tyre smoke there as he pulls up on initiation, but he gets it in. Huge angle there and stalls the car out. Brad Toohey nowhere to go, and look, contact made.
Got him. Wow, that was a really, really aggressive initiation from Patrick Barley. Brad Toohey knew that car was quick. His is quick as well. He's chased after him hard. We're going to have a look at the replay and just see what happened. It's, to me, definitely on an initial look, looks like Pat Barley just threw it away, threw it too hard, threw it away, which is a pretty hard thing to do, and he's definitely damaged the front end of that Corvette. I don't know if he's going to get an opportunity to repair that or even be able to repair that.
Let's check out the high octane racing action replay here, and Patrick Barley, just a moment there where it understeers and he manages to get the car sideways. The aggression here as he switches back, it's almost a backward entry. Brad Toohey, well, he wants to maintain that proximity, which doesn't give him the opportunity to get out of the way. That contact is made. Brad Toohey's Zestino 86 doesn't look too bad, looks very superficial there on the outside, but we can see Patrick Barley as he comes around, a lot of camber on that front tyre.
Yeah, definitely some damage done to that car. I'm not sure how the guys will go repairing it. The very flash team they've got down there in the pits, they'll have a crack and have a look at it. We look at this replay one more time just to see exactly what happened here. Patrick Barley heading out. You can see just doesn't quite get the initiation. In fact, it looks like that front left might be playing up again, and when he's flicked it around there, got the grip, but not enough of it, come all the way around. Brad Toohey's done everything he can to avoid him, but unfortunately just clipping the right-hand side. Sorry, the left-hand side, right hand as you look at it at your screen, taking a big chunk, a big bite out of the Zestino 86. Another big dent in the side of the Corvette as they roll in together to have a look here. Tape ready to go. They're going to try and fix that up. The boys working hard. They're having a look.
So important, isn't it, for the crews to be ready for something like this to happen. Definitely looks like Brad Toohey's car may be able to make it back out on track, but this is the one we need to look at, Patrick Barley's Corvette. We're hearing that he's not going to make it back out for this battle, and Brad Toohey gets the win.
I'm here with one very happy Brad Toohey, who's finally standing on the top of the podium here at World Time Attack for the Australian Drift Titles. How do you feel?
Yeah, pretty awesome, actually. Yeah, super stoked to, finally put the Time Attack, voodoo behind me. I've had a lot of iffy events over the years, and I've really wanted to do well here for all my sponsors. So, yeah, very, very happy to do it. Had to do it the hard way. I put myself on the back foot yesterday, and it'd have to come through guys like Matty Hill and Matt Harvey and Ant Billick, and obviously, bad luck for Patrick Barley. But to be honest, mate, he's been on the scene a couple of years, and to come right through to the final, I've told him, man, he can hold his head high. So, yeah, I'm stoked to do it for Zestino, Zoo Performance, A-Plus Towing, Prestige Tire and Auto, just everyone, Adaptronic. Honestly, there's so many people I could thank that got me here. It's it's just crazy. So, thank you.
You've had podiums in other series, but this one has always just gotten away from you. So is this the sweetest success you've had to date?
It's hard to know because it's got to sink in, but it definitely feels good, I won't lie. I think winning championships over the years, you got to do it consistent over 4 or 5 rounds. That always feels really rewarding, but, these are the best of the best in the country at the moment. And so, yeah, I guess once it sinks in, I'll probably feel pretty awesome, I reckon.
Yeah, once you take a sweet sip of that champagne. Congratulations, Brad Toohey, once again.
Yeah.
It's been a great run.
What a huge weekend it was here at Sydney Motorsport Park. The rain gods held out so we could finish this very competitive drift title. And look at that, our winners coming up on the podium right now. They fought it out hard. We see it's Matt Harvey, the Tasmanian, who ended up in third position there. Patrick Barley, a newcomer in the sport, making it to second on the podium. And after that damage he sustained, could not make it back out there. But our winner, Brad Toohey, we cannot wipe the smile off his face, coming from 27th in qualifying to work his way up through the field. It's been a fantastic event here at the Australasian Drift Titles, presented by Garrett Advancing Motion. We can't wait to do it again in 2023.